Well, good morning, everybody. As our last folks arrive, we'll just go ahead and get started. So good to see everyone here. Welcome, one and all. As you know, this is our shared North Bay service. Maybe the next to last one. I think it's the last one we'll be doing from here at UUCSR. And then on July 11th, Reverend Dara and the folks from Petaluma will do a final Zoom service for the North Bay. And then I'm not sure what's happening for everybody else, but at least here at Santa Rosa, we will begin live streaming our services, which we will be conducting live and in person starting on July 18th, which is super exciting and, of course, totally stressful and troublesome all at the same time. But we're looking forward to that, and we're really happy to all be together today. How about we do a little roll call or shout out here real quick, put it on gallery. Can we see everybody who might be joining us from the UU congregation in Marin? Where are our Mariners? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Hi.
Mariner.
Hi there. Hi. Mary Jo from Marin.
Oh, fabulous. How about Napa? Who's here from Napa?
Yay!
Hey, we got a from Napa. Good. Do we have anyone from Chico?
Wow.
Yeah, there's, hey, look everybody, it's Brian Food. Some folks here might remember Reverend Brian Food.
Of course we do.
Okay, good to see you and your folks, Brian. Wonderful. And who am I missing? Of course, Petaluma with their brand new building. Can we see Petaluma in the house?
Yay.
Hey. We are so excited for you, so proud of you. That is such incredible news. Did I miss a congregation? Is anyone here from somewhere else or visiting at all and you want to holler out to us?
What about Santa Rosa?
Hey.
Oh, well, I just assumed that was everybody else. Let's have Santa Rosa. Yay. Right.
Did you get Mill Valley?
Ooh, Mill Valley.
Didn't I say Marin?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Okay. If there's a new congregation in Mill Valley, be sure to let us know about it. Okay, well, welcome one and all. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. I'll leave the chat open for a few more minutes. And then during the heart of the service, we'll confine that to host only in case you have some kind of a problem. We will open the chat again during our milestones for everybody to lift up names or things that are of concern to you. In the meantime, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation Santa Rosa, a progressive, inclusive spiritual community dedicated to celebrating life, empowering people, caring for one another, and helping to build a better world. And we're glad you've joined us today. Happy Father's Day to all our fathers and those who acted as fathers. Honor you deeply. I'll say hi to my kids who, of course, are not watching this service. I'll say happy Juneteenth yesterday, our new national holiday, which was a victory, if largely a symbolic one and far from the final one on our shared quest for racial justice. But it's good to be here, good to be alive, and good to be with you. I'm, as most of you know, leaving the ministry here in Santa Rosa in about 6 weeks, so I'm really grateful for this chance to be together with you. Our theme this month, I think for all of us, is play, using the Soul Matters guide that we all use. And once upon a time, I had the highest aspirations for this service on play, which was going to, as one of my final services, be the greatest Grateful Dead worship service that a Unitarian Universalist had ever produced. But, you know, the pandemic and a bunch of other things got in the way, and it's enough to get here and be in front of each other and try and have a playful spirit in these hard times that we've been coming out of. I know for a fact that everybody is exhausted, not least my colleagues in ministry. We had a cluster meeting recently, and I'll just ask you all to be kind to your minister right now. It's been a hard, long run. I thought there'd be a live band up here. We'd play for hours. David Dodd and Roger and Robin and all the other deadheads would try one last time to bring folks into the one true religion. It'll be a little different than that today. But we will celebrate improvisation, and we will celebrate how we have all made it on the, by the seat of our pants through these extraordinary last few years with grit and creativity and flexibility. So let's start our lives all over again, fresh and brand new right now by worshiping together. And I will call you to worship with the words of Reverend Gretchen Haley. She's one of the main writers for the Soul Matters curriculums, and I just think she's fabulous. And I'm going to share the screen with you. It might help you follow along. Here are the words. She gathers us saying, "Whatever beat is moving through your bones, whatever holy disturbance is rising in your chest, whatever good word you've got for the good of the whole, clap it, snap it, and bring it out. Call it out. Take the beat, add to it, change it, make it yours. Gathered here in this sweet beauty, this power, bring all that you are and let it out. Let us not waste this time. Let us make a joyful noise, a more interesting sound, a fuller call, a greater yes. Say it with me, yes. Yeah, call out hello and amen and yes. Sing for justice, sway in hope, play in with purpose. The time is precious. You are precious, and all of us. This chance is a gift. Each breath is a gift. Being all together is a gift. Let's celebrate. Find a new rhythm, write a new song, make a new march. For this longing, this dreaming, this discovery, for the urgent call of this day for courageous love, let it ring out. And come, let us worship together. So let's light our chalice. And I'll ask you here too to join me. You might have a chalice there at home perhaps, and if you do, go ahead and let's light these together as we say these words. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other. Let's give our hymn a try.
My hands are strong enough, they're strong enough, and I'm good enough. My hands are strong enough to give love. I know that my arms are long enough, they're long enough, and I'm good with power. My arms are long enough to give love. I know that my heart is wide every hour, it's wide enough, I'm good with power. My heart is wide enough to give love. I know that my light is bright every hour, it's bright enough, I'm good with power. My light is bright enough to give love. And my heart is strong enough to give love. My arms are long enough to give love. My hands are strong enough to give love.
If you don't know, that was Leah Morris, who is one of the brightest shining lights to come out of this pandemic time and has produced an extraordinary amount of good music for Unitarian Universalists. She says in her comments for that song, the goddess was good again. She went out for her morning hike, a chant came to her, and then she ran home and built all those other layers using GarageBand. A beautiful example of instantaneous creativity. I've subscribed to her music for the congregation for the whole next year so we can keep singing her songs. And I just love her so much. I hope you'll check her out. All right, where are we? I'm totally confused because of everything. We have a reading for our monthly theme of play. This is Diane Ackerman, a wonderful author. She says, when one enters the realm of deep play, that sacred playground where only the present moment matters, one's history and future vanish. One doesn't remember one's past, needs, expectations, worries, real or imaginary sins. The deep play world is fresh, wholly absorbing, and full of its own unique wisdom and demands. Being able to temporarily step outside of normal life while keeping one's senses alert is indeed like being reborn. To erase all memories and yearnings, to be vigorously alive without self-awareness, can provide a brief return to our innocence. And we have for you now a song that our Director of Religious Education, Eric Capone, and I wrote to remember the 6 sources of Unitarian Universalism. I will later link you to a link to this video if you'd like. It's a free song for every congregation in the world to use if you like. And my Santa Rosans, you know it by now. Please sing along. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't know what to do, look to the sources of UU. Sense of wonder we all share, those whose lives are kind and fair. A world of faith from which we learn the love of God we all deserve. Reason and science that show what's true, the web that holds both me and you. Together these 6 sources say everything will be okay. And that sets the table for our time for all ages.
Sugar Magnolia, blossoms bloom, it's all empty and I don't care. So my baby down by the river, wishing I could come up soon for care. Sweet blossom, come on, under the willow, we can have high times if you look back. We can discover the wonders of nature, growing in the rushes down by the riverside. She's got everything delightful. She's got everything I need. Takes the wheel when I see him double. Pays my ticket when I speak.
Let's say together as we imagine we send all the kids running off to RE, which is what would be happening if we were together live. We say a unison affirmation, you know it. It goes, we are Unitarian, Universalists, people of the open mind, the loving hearts, and the helping hands. Now, for most of us, generosity is a core spiritual value, and we've got a couple of ways that we'll be asking you to express it. First, by generously supporting your own congregation, and then by generously supporting an organization that does good in the community around us. And first, just to talk about why UU community means so much, here is Susan Pantea, who is a member of our congregation and in the closing stages of her training to be a UU minister. Are you there, Susan?
I am here. I am here. Good morning. It is so good to be with you all. I can't even believe it. I have not had the opportunity to attend live worship with you all for the past 10 months because I've been serving the UU Church of the Monterey Peninsula as their intern minister. And I will be headed back down there in August for 6 months as their sabbatical minister. So this summer is my brief window to reconnect with you all, and it's just wonderful to get to see you. So I was asked to give a stewardship testimonial, and there are so many wonderful reasons to give to this congregation, my spiritual home of UU Congregation Santa Rosa, and to all of your respective congregations. And one, you just saw all those children out in the courtyard, painting and drawing. And, you know, we got to Santa Rosa's congregation because of our children. Like so many of you, we needed a place to raise our children that shared our values. And so we found this congregation, and it certainly filled our needs and way much more from there. And my other testimonial really is my own deepening sense of spirituality and my deepening connection to Unitarian Universalism that called me to ministry in this faith. Those two are very powerful things. And along the way, though, I've been a member of the Santa Rosa congregation for 20 years now, have seen lots of change during that time, have seen many people come and, you know, beloved members leave us. And through it all, there is so much strength and resilience and beauty and deepening. And it is such an amazing way to live together, to live into that sense of beloved community and to make such a difference in the world around us. It takes all of us to keep that going. It takes all of our time and our effort and our showing up for each other over and over again. And here I am getting emotional, which I thought I would probably do because I love you all so much. And it takes us supporting that financially as well. So even while serving in Monterey, I've continued to contribute to this congregation. And, you know, I'm aiming for 5% as my tithe and my support, because it's so important to me to keep us going. And even when I can't be with you, you are always in my heart. So I think of you often, and I'm so grateful for your support and your love. And here I am trying to pour some of that back to you all. So please give generously in all the ways you can, and accept the strength and the love and the support of these congregations that we build together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. And we wish you so well with your next ministry. Over the course of the pandemic, we've been pretty much giving away our entire collection on Sunday mornings to worthy outside organizations, trusting that our pledges will sustain us through these hard times, and they have done so. And we're doing this very thing again today. The collection today, which you can make by visiting the UUCSR website and clicking Give Now, is for Project Censored. And here, I believe, is Mickey Huff to tell us a brief word about it. Are you here, Mickey? Are you here, Mickey? Well, aren't we having a wonderful worship service this morning? Maybe there was some confusion there. I got a text from the committee that does our Share the Baskets saying that this would be the case today, but everything is confused right now, and apparently this adds to it. So I'm not sure if you go today and you click on Give to the Saturday morning or to the Sunday morning Share organization, we will give that money to Project Censored, which I can tell you just off the top of my head is a wonderful academic program, podcast, radio show, yearly book out of Sonoma State University, which is devoted to covering the stories in the news that the news doesn't cover, and some of the most shocking and important exposés that are revealed about what our government is up to or other people often come from Project Censored. They are absolutely a valuable organization, and I urge you to support them today and in the future. Let's sing together From You I Receive in celebration of the way we care for one another with our time, our talent, and our treasure. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. I believe we now have our Milestones video.
Good morning. I'm Paula Hammett, one of your lay chaplains. Milestones are where we share our joys and sorrows with the congregation. You're invited to light a candle to remember those you are holding near to your hearts. Stephanie Reed asks with thanks that we please pray for her friend Carolyn Caldwell, who is very ill with COVID, but expected to live. Donna Watson shares, please keep my nephew Jesse in your prayers. He came down with COVID-19 over a week ago and was admitted to the hospital in Walnut Creek on June 16th. May our circle of love surround them both as they heal. I'd like to take a moment to appreciate Tamara Merle for her kind and caring contributions as a lay chaplain. She's been a mainstay of our group for several years now, reaching people in so many different ways. We are grateful for her steady presence, her warm humor, insight, experience, and caring compassion. At the end of the month, she's stepping back to focus on the many other activities she's involved with at UUCSR. We will miss her. Thank you, Tamara. If you have something you'd like to share with all or a private concern to talk over with a lay chaplain, please contact us at laychaplains@uusantarosa.org. We give thanks for the sharing of these milestones, for how they remind us of our shared humanity and our common fate, and inspire our compassion and care. May all our joys be magnified as we delight together in the good news. May all our sorrows be eased as we carry them together in community. May you who are searching for courage, comfort, faith, and hope find what you seek. And may all people grow in wisdom, compassion, and love, that the whole world might live with justice and in peace. Take care and be well.
Thank you, Paula. We're going to move now into the contemplative portion of our service, where we slow things down a little bit. I'd like to say a prayer, and then we'll listen, I hope, to Stella Blue from Roger, which will lead us into a time of silence. I'll ring the bells and we'll be still together for about 3 minutes. And we come out of that singing Spirit of Life led by our choir. So make yourself comfortable, take a deep breath. I'm talking to myself now. Let the chaos of videos and services fall away and feel your heartbeat, feel your breath, these intimate reminders of our connectedness with all life. And I'll ask you to join me in prayer. Spirit of life and love, thank you for this day. Thank you for these people. Thank you for the gift of community and all of the things that let us be together, come together, remind ourselves of our deep concerns and deep values and of how much we love each other. It is good to be alive on this day, and we give thanks for everything that supports that life, all the gifts of the world, of nature, of our fellow human beings, of our inner world that allow us to survive and, we pray, thrive. We give lift up today especially our concerns for those who are struggling with illness, for those who are still facing the challenges of COVID here, intimate friends and family, but also all around the world. Let us remember we are not out of the woods yet, and continue to tend to ourselves and each other with vigilance and care. May all people honor science, and may all people cooperate with one another as we attempt to vanquish this now months, years old foe. Over the week, we have fallen short in different ways of the aspirations we set for ourselves. We've made mistakes, done wrong, been harmful, been selfish. We recognize this and ask for forgiveness, seek to do what we need to do to make things right, and then remember that we are children of light and love, and we are able to take a breath, set down, and pick up again and move forward into new life of service and joy. May all beings everywhere be blessed and happy. Thank you on this day for fathers. Thank you on this day for all those who struggle for justice. Thank you for our lives. Blessed be, and amen. For 15 long years, the fine folks here at UUCSR have been periodically subjected to people trying to convert them to the fine music and psychedelic experience that is the Grateful Dead. And that's because I have been a Deadhead since I was 20 years old. Some of my happiest moments of my whole life have taken place at Grateful Dead shows, or the shows of those bands post Jerry's death that carried on the legacy, the other ones, Further, now Dead and Company, still going strong. The sea of colors, everybody to a person singing along. It feels like church. Honestly, minus the horrible drug abuse, I have aspired to have worship leave us feeling something like I feel like at the end of a Dead show. Ah, life is good. The shows, much like a worship service, follow a predictable and unique arc. First, you got to get there early, hang out in the parking lot, eat burritos, and look at the freaky people. Then you wait in line for 2 hours, building anticipation. Then there's the first set, country songs, blues songs. A set break, almost an hour long. You hang out with your friends. It's like coffee hour. Then the second set, and the big and trippy songs start to come, culminating in drums in space, a rhythmic, swirling chaos of sound that people either love or hate, and which will usually break you down and prepare you, now softened and wide open for the final 3 or 4 songs, a rock and roll number to send you out into the parking lot, cheering and laughing, followed, you hope, by 24 hours of lingering bliss until tomorrow night's show. The words of lyricist Robert Hunter are etched into my own personal spiritual vocabulary. I quote them more than the Bible. Who can stop what must arrive now? Something new is waiting to be born. The wheel is turning and you can't slow down. You can't let go and you can't hold on. You can't go back and you can't stand still. If the thunder don't get you, then the lightning will. The Dead understood suffering, I think. Nothing's for certain. It always go wrong. It can always go wrong, one line says. But also they had hope, hope, hope. The words in my head, without love in the dream, it will never come true. Once in a while, you can get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. And over the last 18 months in particular, we will get by. We will survive. Though as much as I love those words, it's actually the music overall. It's the music and the art of improvisation that really has captured me. Jokes about the lengths of Grateful Dead songs notwithstanding, the thing that makes them unique is each tune is played a little differently every single time, and the space in between songs, the music often doesn't end. It swirls as they play and listen closely to each other, improvising along the way until finally the next song emerges from that. And I think one reason it creates such a bliss state for me is the only way good improvisational music can ever be made is if everybody is so utterly in the present moment, like Diane Ackerman mentioned, that it's a kind of bliss. It's a samadhi, as the Buddhists would say. And with this kind of music, or jazz or any other, where you get to participate in instant, ultra-present creativity by listening, well, it's a transcendent experience. And the joy and power of that improvisation really lifts up just how central that art is. The art of improvisation, not just for music, not just for today's worship service, but for our individual and shared lives in religious community. For improvisation to work, whether it's acting, music, or life, you have a somewhat, when it works best, I guess I'll say, you have a set and somewhat predictable container. But within that, you're allowed the freedom to pretty much do whatever you want to do, right? The Dead play from a steady repertoire of songs. You kind of know what you're going to hear. And so too, if you want worship to be like that, you start on time, it's in the same building, you know where to sit, and your whole community has policies and rules and procedures, just like the venue does. But within that container, you say, be free. Do what you can. Do what you will. And boy, I just think we have been masters of improvisation, all people all around the world. But here, as in our communities, trying to keep things going, I really want to lift that up. Think about all of the ways that we have had to create and adapt over the last years in ways that were unpredictable, could not have been dreamed of, like this exact experience that we're having right now. And so we should celebrate this fact and perhaps get ever better at this art of improvisation. There are sort of rules of improv if you're talking now about that kind of comedic acting sort of improv. And what strikes me, and I'll share them with you, is how much they also seem like the rules if you're a member of the Grateful Dead, or if the rules if you're a member of a religious community. Consider these. The central rule of improvisation is to say yes, and yes, and. I take what has come, and we're going to do something with it and move it forward. How do you do that? With these other rules. You add new information. You play in the present, and you use the moment. You be willing to change, change, change. And here's the ones that really struck me. Give information to your partner. Listen to your partner. Respond to your partner. See the impact of your response. Oh, I threw out the lick for playing in the band. Are you guys going to follow me there? No, not yet. Okay, we'll stay on the E for a little while longer. Oh, I heard you over there. You're thinking, yeah, okay, I like that. Let's make it funky. And the last couple that are so great, look beyond the words, use more than words, accept silence and being self-conscious. This is good spiritual advice. And the final ones that I love, sooner is better than later, do it now and have fun and relax. Those are the rules of improv. Yes, and. It's total listening, it's acceptance of the moment, and then it's offering from the best and most cooperative and joyful and playful part of ourselves. I think that's what religious community is. And the result, if it works, like a good show, and there are bad shows, the result is it's fun. It's serious fun. It's the source of of our commitment and all of these hard labors that we put to make it so. There's nothing quite like that moment when out of the blue, the song ends and something new happens. When out of the blue, a congregation decides, let's buy a building in downtown Petaluma, and all of a sudden something brand new is born. I think we can apply these principles as we build community, try to make justice, try to serve the sacred in our lives. One of the most enduring insights that I ever had from a show, I think about the moment of this realization all the time, is that we truly are making it all up as we go along. Not just the band, but the whole universe. It's actually being made up as it goes along. It's one big improv show. And no one, not even God, knows what's going to happen next. We're free. And even though the consciousness enhancements that were in my brain at that time and magnifying that vision are long gone, that insight remains. And I can turn to that moment and remember, I'm free. You know, I can do what I want next. Now, if you accept that and live that improvisational life with a little more willingness, there's risk. It's hard to be out there without a net and taking chances. And sometimes you say yes and make completely the wrong choice. And in our own lives or in our communities, you know, there might be rules and containers and shapes, but sometimes external forces like pandemics or internal forces like human nature lead us to break the rules, stop listening, stop saying yes, let our own ego or selfishness get in the way, forget to have faith in the unfolding process, or just occasionally be plain stupid or greedy. One other reason I love the music of the Dead is that it is filled with tales of doomed losers, scraping their way forward out of a whiskey bottle or a card game or a murder. I was blind the whole time I was learning to see, one song puts it. And to me, that quality of this joyful samadhi music, these nuggets of wisdom, like without love in the dream, it'll never come true. And then also an acknowledgement, much like Christianity at its very best, you know, we're all sinners. We're all imperfect, and we all lose sometimes. And it's good to be reminded that. Sometimes I think we're a people who like to act like we've always got our stuff together. And you know, there wouldn't be country music if people always had their stuff together. The good news is, there is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. The source of creativity, the source of music, the sacred source, love. And this spirit is also expressed in my favorite of all Grateful Dead songs called Wharf Rat. The hero of the song, he's speaking, August West, after lamenting spending half of his life doing time for somebody else's crime and the other half stumbling around drunk on burgundy wine. He says, sings tenderly, but I'll get back on my feet again someday. The good Lord willing, if he says I may. I know that the life I'm living's no good. I'll get a new start, live the life I should. And then he sings, I'll get up and fly away. And to hear 35,000 of your closest friends, doomed losers like yourself, sing that all at the same time, why, it's enough to make you believe. So I pray for all of us. May we find that kind of faith and that kind of redemption that August West prays to find. And may we all be brave enough and playful enough and trusting enough and yes and enough to keep on improvising and playing here in the fields of the Lord. And that's all I want to say. Fare you well. May your life proceed by its own design. I've got nothing to tell now. Let the words be yours. I'm done with mine. Now let's sing a Grateful Dead song.
1, 2, 3, 4. If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it dear as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know, don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air, rippled in still water, when there is no pebbles tossed, nor wind to blow. Reach out your hand if your cup is empty. If your cup is full, may it be again. Let it be known there is a dark of night, and if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Rippled in still water, where there is no pebble toss, nor wind to blow. You should choose to lead must follow. But if you fall alone, then you should stand. And who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da. La da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da da da. If I knew the way, I would take you home.
Lovely. That song was performed at my ordination, and it has guided me ever since. Hey, let's say together these closing words. May we hear the melody of life from Reverend Joseph Cleveland. May we hear the melody of life and find ourselves singing harmony. May we be open to the dissonances in the song of the land and its people, that we might be part of the world's urging toward justice, peace, and love. And may we feel in our bones the rhythms of life and the land and find ourselves dancing. May it be so, and you just might find yourself dancing to our postlude. Be careful.
Truckin', I got my chips cashed in. Truckin', just like a doodah man. Together, more or less in line. Just keep trucking on. Arrows of neon and flashing marquees out on Main Street. Chicago, New York, Detroit, and it's all the same street. A typical city involved in a typical daydream. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings. Dallas, it's got a slot machine. Houston, too close to New Orleans. New York, it's got the ways and the means. It just won't let you be, oh no. Well, most of the cats that should meet on the street speak of true love. Most of the time they're sitting and crying at home. One of these days they know they better get going. Out of the door and out of the street all alone. Truckin' like the doodah man once told me, you got to play your hand. Sometimes cards ain't worth a damn if you don't lay them down. Well, sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me, what a long, strange trip it's been. Well, what in the world ever became of Sweet Jane? She lost her sparkle, you know she isn't the same. Living on reds and vitamin C and cocaine. All a friend could say is, ain't it a shame? Trucking out to Buffalo, I've been thinking you got to mellow slow. It takes time, you pick a place to go and just keep trucking on. Sitting and staring out of the hotel window, I got a tip that they're gonna kick the door in again. I like to get some sleep before I travel, but if you got a warrant, then I guess you're gonna come in. We're busting down at Bourbon Street, set up like a bowling pin, knocked down, it gets to wearing thin, it just won't let you be, oh no. Well, you're sick of hanging around, you like to travel. You're tired of traveling, you want to settle down. I guess you can't revoke your soul for trying. Get out of the door and have a look all around. Sometimes the light's all shining on me. Other times I can barely see. Lately it occurs to me, what a long, strange trip it's been. Well, trucking, I'm going home. Whoa, baby, back where I've been long. Sat home, sit down and patch my bones and get back trucking on. Yeah, get back trucking on. Yeah, get back trucking on. Yeah, get back trucking on. Trucking on. Yeah, get back 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 trucking on.